Jonathan here with Darrow Kia Madison. I'm standing here along a row of some of our used cars, which are very different from each other, just as is every transaction we run through the dealership. And a certain component, financing, can be very intimidating and confusing. It's of course our job to make it easy because we do this every day, so luckily you don't have to. Now, a lot of things go into what kind of loan package you will wind up getting for a particular vehicle. They'll look at your credit, of course, but beyond just your credit score, which, to make things even a little bit more complicated, you have many credit scores based on different bureaus and different models within them. They'll also look at the vehicle itself in terms of age and miles, and the loan-to-value ratio, how much they're loaning versus how much they think the car is worth. We are signed on with an impressive array of lenders, and each one of them does better in different circumstances in terms of credit score, the vehicle you're looking at, and different components of the scenario, such as how much money down you're putting. Also, on some of our brand new cars, we'll have financing packages that are specific to that car. So again, all of this sounds confusing, but what matters is that you get a car that you're happy about and excited about at a payment that is comfortable for you and fits your budget. So some things to consider when you're looking at financing a vehicle. Of course, know your budget, what you can afford, because, you know, if you look at a really expensive car, you'll like it, I'll like it too, and will either of us want to pay for it? Probably not. So, you know, you have to know what is comfortable for you, and we have exciting options across an impressive array of different budgets. Know where your credit stands. Now, you can use tools like Credit Karma and Experian to have a very good idea where your credit is, and of course what a bank pulls will inevitably be a little bit different than that, but I can guarantee that if the app shows you're an 800 or that you're a 600, it's not going to pull as the other when it comes to actually looking at things with the bank. And it's also important to consider your trade-in if applicable. One, know if you owe money on it and roughly how much. Because if you owe vastly more than your car is worth, that is something that doesn't mean you can't buy a car, but means that we will have to take on some different considerations and you might need some money down. And another thing that I always advise people is if you have a car that is close to paid off, it may seem tempting and seem like it makes sense at face value to pay it off before trading it in for another vehicle. However, if you pay it off and then the next day come in to buy a car, it'll actually be several weeks before the title is physically sent to you, and then it can actually complicate things further. So in that scenario, it's easier for us to just cut a check to the lender so that you don't have to go about worrying for when a title is going to show up, signing it, coming back here. It's actually more streamlined. So those are just some basic things to consider. And of course, there's a lot more that goes into it than what I've discussed. But we're here to help, whether you have no credit, not the best credit, or fantastic credit and are just looking for the best loan package you can get relative to today's market. We're happy to help in any scenario. So if you're interested in financing your next vehicle, but have questions or are not sure where to start, just shoot us a call or stop by today.